What'd you do?
I had minimized it.
Oh, okay. It's still really loud.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
I'll tell you that I missed you.
Hold on. Is it getting better or worse?
Oh, worse.
Okay. It's all the way down.
All right, cool. Ready? Hold on. Here we go.
Oh. Go right into
it. Okay. Yeah, we're going to rip off the Band-Aid and go right in. Just back teen. Back teen.
All
Yeah,
right. We're just right into
back
it.
teen. No, we can redo that when we're done talking about personal stuff.
Who cares?
Oh, I'm dropping food. I'm so fucking hungry.
It's okay. I just had a cookie. That was my breakfast.
I got up at 6:30 with this grand plan, right? Eat, poop, make phone calls, get down here, finish this so I can fucking ship it out. Take measurements of the drawers for this unit I'm building. I started laundry, washed dishes, and then started, I was texting with John Erickson because he's the one that's finishing our project. And he needs a mirror or acrylic that looks like a mirror that he can etch, put the Cheers logo on, you know. So he sends me a text from Home Depot. He's like, all right, this is the one. I'm like, all right, I'll order it and send it. So that way I'm paying for stuff. He's like, okay. So I follow the link, have it shipped to his house. I screenshot it, send him the screenshot so he knows the order number and everything. And then he goes, my address is 124, not 125. I'm like, fuck.
So go across the street and get it.
Get on the phone at Home Depot. That only took an hour. You know, well, on the phone for like several minutes. Then they text you or they ask, push a button for the text option, then someone will text you.
Are you sure you want to talk to us? Like, usually everyone texts.
Right. So I'm like, okay. I push text. At the same time, Kim's in New Orleans with Hunter. They went down on Thursday. She's got a work conference that starts tomorrow, so they went down to vacation in New Orleans for the weekend. I hadn't talked to her yet. She's texting me. I got another buddy texting me. I'm texting with Home Depot. I got a friend that needs to talk to me about the baseball. All this shit's happening all at the same time. It took an hour for the Home Depot people to fix it by a text. It was very nice. Some guy named Logan is my favorite Wolverine. He fixed my.
It's just a good name.
It is. So he fixed all that, and then I'm like, damn, I'm hungry. Before I call Brandon, I got to eat something. So, and then I get a text from Drew, who's now working with us part-time, which is great. But he's like, hey, I got a call from one of my guys, CFD. One of our guys was involved in a crash in our town, a squad. I'm like, what? I go, I'm off today. They're like, oh, shit, that's right. So now I don't know what's going on with that. One of our guys got in a crash, maybe? I don't know. Guess I'll wait to hear.
Just a fender bender.
Let's hope. So you know how those young people like to drive all crazy with their balls on fire, or tits if it's a woman.
Well, there's two types of drivers among new officers. It's the ones like that are balls to the wall or tits to the wall. And then there's the ones that are driving Miss Daisy. Guess which one I have?
Driving Miss Daisy.
And then when I tell him, I'm not Miss Daisy, And
over his head. He has no idea.
No, he understands what I mean by it. And then like he stomps the gas pedal, screams America, and has no clue where the fuck he's going. Where are we going? I don't know, but we're getting there fast.
I had who's the guy who's our deputy chief now. We were on the street together for a long time. And when we used to rotate, right, every 28 days, we would rotate backwards when we were doing 8-hour shifts. So we went from days to midnights. And I think it was the first night that we were on midnights, and he's just on patrol on one of our main highways. And I'm like, boom! I fly right by him. He's like, he gets on the sideband because at that time we had sideband so we could talk to each other. He goes, "Where the fuck are you going?" I'm like, "Nowhere, man. There's no traffic out here. I'm gonna drive like like it's a stole it." He's like, "Okay,
I tried to set the high score.
yeah, I can do this because I'm me, and there was no one following me."
That was the great thing about midnights when you'd get a hot call across the city. You just jump on the freeway and go, all right.
Right. Yeah.
Good luck, everybody else.
Do I need lane change signal? No. Good luck, everybody. The Morgan's just texted me if she's going to be ordering breakfast. Like, do you want anything? No. I got to overeat. But, so how have you been?
Wish people would ask me if I wanted something for breakfast.
Who's in your house? Everybody.
Everybody. Fucking everybody.
Everybody's there. No one's asking you if you want anything.
Nope.
Did summer break start yet?
No. They still have a couple more weeks.
Okay. Then what happens?
Nothing. Now they're just home.
Doesn't affect you at all?
No.
Okay.
I got a banner.
I know. See, one of my questions on my phone is, did you get a couple things? So
Yes.
What else did you get? Anything else?
There's a hat in there too.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was
Just
going to
forgot to
ask
put
you
it
about
on.
that. Okay. Yeah, I asked her to send that stuff when we were still at Workbench Con. I'm like, Brandon's got this big wall behind him when we record, and it would look really nice if there's a big banner on it. She's like, all right, done.
I didn't realize how big it was. I was saying this, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's huge.
Is it going to be all in the frame?
It looks really good there.
I was very happy with where it's at.
Yeah, I can't, mine is on the wall above the CNC. So how's your Instagram stuff been? I haven't been on there, and I just messaged you on there the other day, but I have no idea what's going on.
More or less like a year ago, I kind of gave up on growing it. I'm pretty sure I'm never going to hit 2,000.
You will.
I'm not on Instagram to do that stuff. I needed a place to show stuff off, and I like the community. I like consuming the content. So if I grow it, cool. If I don't, man.
Exactly.
So
all kinds of stuff's popping up on my Skype now for some reason. Hi, this is Bing. How can I help you today? Fuck off, Bing.
Your antivirus software has expired. Would you like to renew?
Click here. Which reminds me, I've got some. You said you have some big announcements.
Yeah, but that's got to wait for the main show because I want honest reaction from you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I thought I'd get all my personal stuff out of the way on this show, and then main show just cop stuff and woodworking.
Yeah.
So I have a few things.
Oh, I wasn't done. We're bringing up personal stuff. We can talk about this Little League season from hell.
I laugh because I've been part of it. So not yours, but my own Little League hell.
We have not won a game.
Aw.
I think we've tied once, and that was the second game of the year. And only 3 times this season have we not been 10-runned.
Oh, no. Is that like after 3 it's over or something?
What
do they say, 4?
So our rule is 15 after 3, 10 after 4.
Okay, 10 after 4. 15 after 3. Hope we didn't get to that point yet.
Yeah, we've been there.
Okay. Let me know when you strike out one of your players and you celebrate and then make them cry, because then we'll be on even turf.
Yeah. So on the plus side, though, my kid is getting better because I actually coach him. I more or less am like the de facto coach at practice for his team. It's me and one other guy, while the manager just stands in the outfield
and does nothing.
Well, he criticizes when a kid does something incorrectly.
Yet does not show him how to do it correctly.
No.
Right. I know those guys. It was my job to weed them out as the commissioner.
He'll say things like, hey, no rainbows, no rainbow throws.
For people that don't know what a rainbow throw is, you don't throw it and colors come out of it. You just throw it really high arching when you're 8.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would. The LGBTQ plus divided sign equals would be very happy with that kind of ball.
So it's just, it's been rough. I feel bad for my kid. So,
I'm not laughing at you, buddy.
We
I'm
actually
laughing at
have
you.
a call right about the time we get off of here with there's a guy that he puts out a bunch of videos on like TikTok and Instagram. It's DR hitting. We actually have a call with him where to get my son some one-on-one hitting lessons because he needs to hear it from somebody other than me for a change.
Sure. Does this guy do adults?
Probably.
I mean, hitting instructing, not doing adults.
Doing adults, I certainly hope so.
Hopefully he's not a pedo.
That would suck. No, I think he does. I've seen him work with like older, like high school age, college age kids. So I'm sure if you gave him money, he'll do it.
My screen is jumping, and I had a problem accessing some websites before, not porn, just regular websites before we got on. And I'm
It's
wondering,
probably because of the porn.
but it wasn't porn. So I'm telling you.
I know you weren't accessing porn this time, but the porn that you had accessed previously.
Oh, never on this computer. Yeah, this is just strictly.
This one is clean.
This is clean computer.
So I use my phone.
Right. I don't need a computer. I got one in my
That's why I got the big screen.
right here. Yeah. It's a huge phone. So I'm sorry about your baseball team.
Huge.
Speaking of shitty baseball teams, your kids might be playing better than the White Sox.
They're definitely playing better than the Giants.
Half the White Sox are out with injury still. Again, I don't know who their trainer is, but he should be fired because every year people are missing.
It's okay. The big offseason acquisition for the Giants hasn't played a game yet.
Who was it?
Mitch Haniger. Haniger.
Not Aaron Judge.
Not Arson Judge.
Right.
Not Carlos Correa. Mitch Haniger.
Our big acquisition was Benintendi. I don't know. He's playing okay. Oh, and
I saw you picked up Piscotti.
And the wife beater who spits on children, Clevenger. We did what? Piscotti.
Yeah, Stephen Piscotti.
When did this happen?
I don't know, like a couple days ago.
I'm not even watching the news. It's been so crazy over here.
It popped up on Google.
Oh.
I was Googling something and it was like former Giants outfielder signs with White Sox. I'm like, who the hell?
Because we need another outfielder?
Stephen Piscotti. I'm like, he was a Giant for spring training and that's it.
Well, if that was his last spring training team, he was a Giant.
Hashtag forever Giant.
Right.
There's a thing that the Giants social media does for like guys that have been there for a while or like contributed.
Yeah.
Do hashtag forever Giant. And they did it for somebody who was there for like, I think it was Cody Ross. Like he was a midseason acquisition.
Okay.
For one of the World Series teams. Like, yeah, forever Giant. I'm like, dude, no, we have to have some sort of standard. Like you got to be there for a minute.
If he won a ring, he's a forever Giant.
I mean,
did he contribute to the victory?
He took Roy Halladay deep twice.
Oh, there you go. Forever Giant.
I know. So anytime anybody does anything good, hashtag forever Giant.
Okay.
So
that's funny.
That's that thing.
Keep talking. I'm going to have a Ritz.
Okay. You eat your crackers. We, Annie and I played hooky and we went to an opening weekend game where they played the Royals with cheese. And they blew a 5-1 lead.
You sure you weren't at a White Sox game?
Because Gabe Kapler does not know how to manage a bullpen. He goes, computer says I'm supposed to do this today, and that's what he does, regardless of what actually happens in the game.
I was so happy you sent me a picture that you were actually at a game, because you told me you've never been to an opening day.
Yes, I've never been to an opening day.
And then the next day you were at a game.
I know. I think my wife.
So you made opening weekend.
I think my wife saw me send that text message. Because then she called me later on that day at work. She's like, hey, so the kids are with your mom this weekend? And I found Giants tickets for like $50 each.
Wow, that is California.
Which
$50.
is cheap for the lower level.
Oh, yeah, you were lower level. Yeah, third base side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were right next to the left fielder. So, I mean, usually those tickets are like $80 to $100.
Okay.
So.
Well, it looks like you and the other 12 people that were there really enjoyed the game.
Well, that picture was taken like significantly before first pitch.
That could have been mid-game for the White Sox. It'd still be the same crowd.
Yeah. This is when, there was still hope.
Right. Now
And
we're
then
20 games in and the season's over.
and then like midway through it, everyone was like, "Oh, that's right. We didn't do shit in the off season except lose Carlos Rondon.
Right.
We're not going to
Who
be very good, are we?"
Take some pleasure is he's not pitching, right? Didn't he get injured? His arm hurts or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just be happy he's not with you.
He's got a case of vaginitis.
Yeah.
That does make me happy. And then the things that Aaron Judge and Carlos Correa are doing makes me unhappy.
Yeah, Correa, he couldn't decide which team was going to twist the rules for him to play on this year with all the he's injured, he's not injured, he's with the Mets, he's over here, he's back with Minnesota.
Like I get the trepidation in offering somebody a long-term deal, but the dude has never had an issue with the ankle since the injury.
Yeah, I wonder what the Mets are thinking right now because Correa's, playing well. So they're like, we had him.
I wonder what the Giants are thinking.
Hashtag forever Mets.
Because they had him.
Yeah.
In the city.
Right.
He was dressed for the press conference.
So hashtag
forever Giant. Same with Arson Judge. We had him for 30 seconds.
Yeah. So good.
It's
very sad when it's April, when we're recording this, April 24th, and your season's over, or my season's over.
I knew the Giants weren't going to be good this year. That's my expectations are being met.
Okay. I didn't have those expectations of mediocrity.
But you guys are supposed to be a World Series contender. The thing that really has me bummed, though, is the A's.
Yeah, I just heard yesterday that it was for sure, and it was announced that they're moving to the Vegas.
So it's not for sure. It has not been approved by MLB. Look, here's the thing. The A's have been MLB and the A's have been trying to leave Oakland since, I don't know, the day I was born. Because Oakland refuses to assist with building a new stadium and keeping the team in Oakland.
They have no money.
Hashtag rooted in Oakland. No, they have money. The owner just refuses to spend it because he's a twat waffle.
Oh, and guess who? This is funny. I just typed it up because I wanted to find out more about it. And it says, Raiders Mark Davis blast the A's for Oakland move.
Yeah.
How?
He's still pissed because the A's always blocked moves to get stuff done and to renovate the Coliseum, which forced the Raiders to be like, we have to go somewhere.
They moved twice. It was from Oakland to L.A.
This is from
Oakland
when they came
Vegas.
Back to this is Oakland 2.0.
The fact that the Raiders are mad at them, the whole Davis family is nuts, but whatever.
It's Mark Davis.
I know.
Surprised.
I just gave him his last haircut. Let's put a bowl on his head and it went around. Yeah.
Spun him around.
God, that guy shouldn't be let outside.
No, he really should. Well, I don't think he goes outside very often. He's pale.
Well, so am I, but that doesn't mean
but like if you wear a white shirt, there's a tone difference to where
very
you're dark
slight.
to where you're darker than the shirt. He wears it, and it's a tone difference where the shirt is darker than him.
And then his friends call him Casper.
Yeah. So that has me.
See, they finalized the agreement.
So the A's signed a binding agreement where they're going to purchase land,
a 49-acre site just west of the Las Vegas
for
Strip.
a stadium, but MLB still has to approve the relocation.
Yeah.
Which will take all of about, 5 seconds for every owner to be like, yeah, go.
It's only going to seat 30 to 35,000 people.
And that's about right for a baseball stadium. Even Oracle Park seats, I think max capacity is like 42.
Okay. Well, 40. At least you're at 40 or over.
Yeah. And they're right up against the water.
It's going to be a hot fucking stadium to watch a baseball game in Vegas.
It's going to be indoor. I think they're going to have a retractable roof. Yeah. So, but the Coliseum's where I saw my first game.
Oh, is it?
So the A's always have like a little special spot.
In your heart?
Yeah. Well, where my heart's supposed to be.
I also saw a game in Oakland. I think my son was pushing him around in a stroller. So Kim and I got tickets because we were in, San Francisco. I got family. So we used to fly out to San Francisco every couple of years and then drive to Modesto. But when we were in San Francisco, the A's were in town. So, we do the whole baseball stadium thing. So got our tickets. Never got out of the outfield concourse.
Yeah.
Because we went in there, which was cool that the stadium is sunken. I always liked that kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
Texas Stadium used to be sunken. Oakland it's sunk in. So you walk in, you're already on the concourse. And then I wanted to go walk around the whole stadium. But there were big steel gates shutting people off from getting anywhere past the foul post because there was homeless people sleeping up against the wall in the concourse. I'm like, what the fuck? This place sucks. Boo. And it was my favorite stadium on TV next to Kansas City.
Yeah, it's a shithole, but it's our shithole.
It is a shithole for sure.
But it's also in Oakland, so you really can't be that surprised.
Yeah, I'm not because, shithole. You said shithole, right?
Yes, I did. I said shithole, but it's our shithole. I said
right.
shithole twice.
Yeah, Oakland, shithole.
Yeah, it was a Little League day. We had to walk the
that's
track
cool.
and do the wave to the people. Which, speaking of Little League days, the Hollister Little League is going to be having a Little League day with the Stanford Cardinal.
The whole baseball team?
Yep. Stanford is hosting us for a Little League day while they take on number 22 ranked UCLA.
Wow, that's awesome. So you're going to be at their stadium and the kids will get to...
Yep, we're going to be at Sunken Diamond. We're going to have a whole big Hollister Little League section. And then after the game, the kids get to go down on the field and play catch.
And what part of this will you break your leg rounding second base running with the kids?
About 5 seconds after we get on the field.
Okay, good. Please videotape that for content. Everything is content.
Yeah, everything is content.
Although nothing has been content for me lately.
I
got a bunch of stuff on my phone. I don't want to edit it.
And I had a customer unhappy with a product that we'll talk about on the show.
Okay. All right.
That's my sad, frustrating news, and then I have happy news.
Okay, I've got happy news as well, with woodworking stuff. But a couple things I want to touch on before we get over there. So, I was looking for a baseball team to play on this year because it's been since 2019. We lost the championship game, our team, in the 30 and over men's league, like 3-2 or something ridiculously low. So we went undefeated in the season. We lost the championship game. And then in 2020, some fake disease came out. Some people call it COVID. Some people call it democratic fever.
I mean, it's a real thing. I had it 3 times, unofficially. Never tested for it. But
yeah, so
if I look at symptomology, I had it like 3 times. I had it before it was a thing. Right when my daughter was born in 2019, I had COVID.
Okay.
I had original COVID.
You're an OG.
Patient
or
zero.
OC. Yeah. So
the OBP. Yeah, you know me.
OBP, you know me. So I found this league. Now a buddy of mine, Mike, who stood up at my wedding, was my best man. I've played ball with him on a bunch of different teams. He still plays like on 3 leagues. He's insane. Plus he plays hockey on 2 different leagues and all this other shit. So I asked him, hey Mike, I'm on days. If you guys need a sub, let me know. So he's like, okay. And then in the meantime, I'm looking up the men's leagues, one of them in which he's in, and there's a league that has divisions of 20, 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 or 52 up to 60, 60 to 62, 62 and over. And they were having a draft. So I'm like, yeah, try out and a draft. So I'm like, oh, I'll go try out. I haven't tried out for a baseball team in a long time, probably 15 years. So I get all my shit and I go to this indoor tryout. It's a couple cages, and then they're going to do some fielding drills, and maybe there's nowhere to hit fly balls, but there's going to be a fly ball exercise. Who the fuck knows? So Kim goes with me because I don't know anybody. For one, I need someone to throw with and warm up, and then she always helps me stretch. So get there. The guy, you check in. So what age group? 52 and up. Okay. Hands me a blue number 23. I go, geez, no fucking pressure right off the bat.
It's a good number.
Yeah, you give me Ryan Sandberg's number.
It's an intimidating number for someone in the Illinois area.
I'm like, thanks a lot. Devin Hester, Ryan Sandberg, Michael Jordan. You just throw all the 23s. Ryan, Robin Ventura.
So you better be fast, is
I'm
what
like,
you're telling me.
Thanks for the pressure, dude. He starts laughing. So I get out there, and the first thing there's only 6 people trying out for my age group. So they have all the age groups in color-coded jerseys, of course, right? And there's a bunch of managers there from all the different leagues. So there's only 6 of us in my age group. One guy shouldn't be in the 13 and over league. He just can't throw, can't run, he's tripping over his feet, but he's trying, so I give him credit. And then So they split us up, and then we're going to go hit.
So he's like the kids on my son's little league team. They can't stay on their fucking feet.
Yeah. So we go to hit. Now, I haven't hit a ball in 3 years. I've gone to the cages and stuff, but back when I was younger,
Not a lot of contact when I've gone there.
Yeah. I used to switch hit, but switch hit my whole life. The last season I played ball, I completely lost my swing from the left side of the plate. I have no idea what happened. It's ridiculous. So I batted right-handed the whole season for the first time in like 35 years. So I thought, well, I feel pretty good lefty, but I'm going to get in the cage, hit righty, live bat BP, and then I'll switch halfway through however many balls are thrown us, and I'll bat lefty, and then okay. So Kim's behind the tarp. First of all, when we walk in, all these old men, they go to Kim. You trying out today? He's like,
just drooling tongues out of their head. Hey, what's the movie? Euro Trip. Girl.
She's like, no, I'm here to just support my husband. And he goes, we got a woman that plays in the league. And Kim goes, I have my own league I play in. I'm not trying out for this league. My league's all women baseball. Not okay. So she goes in, we throw, trying to stretch. I'm running around, not much room to run. So we go to bat. I get in there. I'm got guys pitching batting practice. I'm hitting right-handed. I'm hitting line drives. And she's behind the tarp where the balls are going towards. You can't see her, but I can hear her. And hear some guy walk up to her. And he's like, when was the last time your husband played ball? She's like, I don't know, like 4 years ago. And he goes, oh. And then I turn around to bat left-handed. And I don't hit a fucking ball. It looks so bad. And I take my 10 misses or whatever the fuck it was. And I'm pissed. I walk out. And the guys I'm batting with, they're like, good hitting right-handed. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's happening left-handed. So then we get 2 rounds. So I go back in there to hit right-handed again. And I just hit good BP. And then I'm helping the guy pick up the balls. And I'm like, man, I don't know what the fuck happened left-handed. He goes, don't hit left-handed. You're killing it right-handed. Just fucking forget the whole left-handed thing.
Give up the lefty thing. The dream is dead.
What? It's like 40 years I've been hitting left-handed. So anyways.
No, not anymore. It's done. It's over.
Yeah. So I go out of the cage and I'm just standing there waiting until we go do fielding drills. And this old Italian guy comes walking up to me. His name's Serge. He's like, hey, Marazzo.
Hey, paisano.
Yeah. How old are you? I'm like, 57. He's like, listen, I manage the Yankees of the 60-plus league, and we can have a couple younger guys. Do you want to play on my team? I'm like, I haven't even finished trying out yet, And he's like, no. If you don't think you'll get drafted or you'd rather play on my team, that's cool. I'd love to have you on the team. Then he calls over some guy who was throwing in the bullpen, this lefty, who was throwing pretty well. Calls him over. Guy stops throwing. As we're talking to Sir, I'm talking to Serge. This guy comes over and he's like, hey, this is Mike Marazzo. This is another Italian guy name. He's like, another paisan. Hey, paisan. Hey, paisan.
Hey, paisano.
So Serge goes, Mike wants to play on our team. And the guy's like, did you sign him yet? And Serge is like, no, not yet. And I'm just standing there like, what the fuck's going on? And then Serge goes, hey, paisan guy, take Mike and get him like 5 more swings so he can hit for you. And the guy's like, okay, let's go. So we go to these. There's 3 sets of cages, right? You got the 20s to 30s are batting, the 30s to 40s are batting, and the 65s and plus are batting. There's no other one to throw batting practice. There's no other cages open. And he goes right to the 20s and over, and he goes, hey, get the fuck out. I got to get this guy 5 more swings. I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. The kid's like, yeah, that's okay.
It's been happening my entire life. It's fine.
So the old Italian guy forces me into the cage. I hit like 5 or 6 more, whatever the hell it is. I come out and Serge is like, so you want to play? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I see because you have to fill out a form and what positions you play and stuff, So he goes, do you catch? I put first, second, right, center, and third. I mean, right, center, and left, second base and first base. I didn't put catcher on there. And he goes, we really need a backup catcher. I'm like, I can catch. I can't throw to second base. I can catch a ball.
It's the throwing part that's going to be a problem.
That it might be an issue. I can throw back to the pitcher. So he goes, we'll talk about it later. So then I go to the fielding drills, air quotes, and you just run out. There's a guy hitting fungos. Now this is an AstroTurf warehouse, AstroTurf in the warehouse. Okay, so maybe it's got 10, 15-foot ceilings. So you can't get like high balls and stuff. But they're hitting the ball on what feels like a fucking trampoline. And it's like fucking shooting up at you. It's like gaining speed. It's like, how do you field like that? It was absolutely ridiculous. I was going to hit a face. I mean, I said, this is the worst indoor batting ground ball session I've ever seen in my life. So we each get our turn when we throw. And then they do this thing because they can't hit fly balls. So you stand facing the guy who's got a ball in his hand. You're literally 6 feet from him. And then he throws the ball over your head backwards, and you got to run backwards in a certain direction to catch the ball. So one's like straight back, one's to your left, one's to your right, whatever. So you do that a couple times.
Yeah, it's a drop step drill.
Yeah. So we do that, and then I make an over the head, over the shoulder catch and all this other bullshit. And then it's over. So then you go. And I waved goodbye to Serge. And I waited for someone to call me. No one called me. So like 3 weeks go by. And I'm like, baseball's coming up. Do I have to buy pants and what else? What do I have to do? So I go on the website and I look up the team. I'm on his roster. And it says you have to finish officially registering. You register for the draft. If you get drafted, you have to fill out this form. So apparently I got drafted by the Surge guy. I fill that all out and I send an email. And I get nothing. And I sent an email to the commissioner and the guy who runs the league and said, listen, I did this, and that. No one's contacted me yet. I don't know what's going on. I need to know. So then Serge calls me. Hey, Marazzo. I'm like, what's up? Did I do everything right? And he goes, yeah, no, you did everything right. I was just, really looking for a catcher. So this guy drafted me. I don't catch. And he goes, so, we already got 18 guys, which every team has like 18 guys. And so I'm not going to be able to use you. And I really like you. Hopefully one of these three teams will reach out to you. Zephyrs, White Sox, and some other team in the 60+ league. Because I wasn't drafted by anybody in the 52s, which I found odd because I'm not like, Larry Flynn from the Three Stooges out there. But whatever.
It's all about who you know, man.
Well, it could be. So like a week goes by and this guy, Tim, calls me. He's the manager of the Zephyrs, right? So he's like, hey, Mike, I talked to Serge and I did this and that. And we've got 17 guys or 16 guys.
And we've orchestrated a trade.
He's like, well, I'm talking to him. I'm at work. And he heard the radio, in the squad. And he goes, where are you? I said, I'm at work. He goes, well, what do you do? I said, I'm a police officer. And he goes, oh, where at? And I tell him, and he goes, oh, I grew up in Melrose Park. You
guys arrested me like 3 days ago.
Melrose Park, I used to hang out in all the time because I grew up in a suburb called River Grove. So River Grove, Melrose Park, Franklin Park, Shiloh Park are all together. And I go, oh, no shit. I was born in Melrose Park because I was at the hospital there. And I said, I grew up in River Grove. I said, did you go to Leiden? East Leiden was our high school. And he goes, no, but, my brother-in-law went to Leiden. And I'm like, oh, what's your brother-in-law's name? And he goes, Capizio is his last name. I go, Nick Capizio is your brother-in-law. He goes, yeah. I go, tell me Kathy's your sister. He goes, yeah. I go, I stood up in their fucking wedding. He goes, so did I. I go, get the fuck out of here. Like, we both stood up in your sister's wedding. Like 35 years ago. He goes, no shit. So we start talking more, and then I talk about my buddy Mike, who's been in that league, and he goes, what's your buddy's Mike? I said, Mike Nigella. He goes, Needles? I know. He's played on a couple of my teams. I go, of course he has. He's played on everybody's team. So we start talking some more, and then he goes, listen, man, I really want you to come out and try out on Sunday, this past Sunday. It seems like you'd be a good fit. We know the same people, blah, blah, blah. So if you can make it Sunday, it'd be great. You can meet the guys. And then I have to make a decision. And I'm like, okay. And then I go, if I were to make the team, what are your team colors? Because I've got orange and black spikes and an orange and black glove because our team colors are black and orange. He goes, oh, our colors are black and orange. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So tryout. I was supposed to meet him yesterday, Sunday night, for a tryout. And then turns out I got off work late. He couldn't get anybody else to get to the team together, and he had to make a roster decision by this morning because there's a guy on his team that wants to go to the 65 and over. So he just decided to put me on the team without me trying out. So he called me. I was on the phone with him before I got in touch with you about we're going to meet Thursday for the last practice. And then, he would ask me, so, because I know Nick, and I sent him a picture of me and Nick when we were like, 18. together at a party, and Nick's gotten big, like everyone when you get older. And he goes, you got to be honest with me. So Nick's kind of big, and me and Nick ran track together. Nick's one of the fastest guys I know.
Basically, Mike, what I'm asking you is you a fatty?
Right. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not like Nick. I can still run.
I'm lean and mean, brother.
Lean and mean. He goes, so if you hit a gapper, I go, oh, I'm going to third. Okay. All right. You're not going to be huffing and puffing to get the second. No.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
No. Yeah. So I was on the phone with him before, you called. So I'm going to meet the team on Thursday. I already paid my league fees, like $475. But it comes with the uniforms, and we play at 2 really nice fields. And he sent me the schedule, and I can make all but 3 games. There's 24 games, I think, 25 games. And you have to play half to make the playoff roster. So 2 games, I'm out of state, 2 vacations. And the other 3, we're short manpower. And if I can get someone to come in early, or I can switch a day with another day shift guy. And the other games, I'm off. Or I took time due at 4:00 in the evening. I'll get there by 6. So the schedule was open for me to do that kind of stuff. So I start that on the 1st. So I texted him yesterday. I'm like, hey, I bought 2 new pairs of gray pants, 1 pair of white pants. I bought a new bat. I got some new orange batting gloves. He calls me right away. He's laughing his ass off. He goes, this is awesome. You're so excited. I'm like, yeah. He goes, man, I really hope that you're good, because
it's just going to break my heart to tell you suck.
And I got 2 other guys that want to play on my team. And I told them no. I'm like, well, I hope so too. I'm not Babe Ruth, but I'm not Joe Schmo either. I could, So anyways, I got that going on. So that should be fun. As you've seen, I think I bought a motorcycle.
I saw that. Yeah. Motorcycle.
Got a motorcycle.
Midlife crisis?
No, that was my Mustang back in 2008.
Oh, okay.
I'm past midlife. Unless I live to be 114.
Senior crisis?
No, I had a bike in the 80s, late 80s, and got my license back then and did the safety course and all that stuff. But when I got married, I sold the motorcycle because I didn't want to die and leave my wife and kids, without a dad.
And now I don't give a shit.
Bye.
Fuck them.
So they're all older. They can get on without me. I don't care. So yeah, last year I looked at it, and then this year I just got the itch to ride. And then I started going to, I wasn't going to buy one last week, but like 3 weeks ago, my buddy Neil and I went to go see Shazam, the new Shazam movie. And I'm like, hey, I'm right by this dealer. I'm going to go sit on some motorcycles just to get a feel of what might fit. Because my buddy Bill was selling his huge Harley full dresser thing that I sat on. It weighs like almost 1,000 pounds. And it's worth like 14 grand. And I told him I'd give him $8,500. And he said, yeah, just fucking take it. I'm sick of trying to sell it. 10,000 miles. It's absolutely gorgeous. But then I got scared because it weighs almost 1,000 pounds and I haven't ridden a motorcycle in 31 years. So then I finally told him, look, man, I can't buy your bike. He's like, fuck you. Okay, whatever. Go get whatever. Joking, He's like, okay, no, I totally understand. And then, so I went to go sit on some Hondas and stuff. And then I sat on a few bikes a few weeks ago, and then I'm looking at a few more. So last week, I'm like, I'll take a ride up to this motorcycle shop. They've got Kawasaki's and Hondas and stuff. I sat on a Vulcan. I sat on an Arrow, Shadow Arrow 750, and then a Rebel, 1100 Rebel. I really like the Vulcan, or the Arrow. It's blue and white. So it fit nice. It only weighs like 550 pounds. It's low center of gravity. Really nice. Brand new. So then I called the credit union and my insurance guy. Credit union was like, a loan for the bike, brand new, like 4.5%. A loan for another Harley I was looking at, my Barber's Harley, almost 9%. It was a 2011 with only 9,800 miles on it, fully loaded. Right off, there was an owner of a Harley store owned it, but almost twice to APR. And I'm like, okay, pretty much picks the bike for you. So I called the bike shop and I'm like, I'm going to put $500 down over the phone on that bike just to hold it. And you can get your money back if you don't buy the bike. And they're like, okay. So the next day I called Bill. I'm like, I'm going to go buy this bike. My buddy Bill. And he's been a rider his whole life. He's like, all right. I go, are you working? Because I might need someone to ride it home. I'm licensed to ride it, but I would be afraid to ride it home. It's like, 30-minute ride. He's like, I got to work. Go rent a U-Haul from a motorcycle trailer from U-Haul. I'm like, what? So I look it up. They're $15.
Jeez.
So I go over to Yeah. Oh, I also paid the $11 for the insurance in case it flies
yeah.
off the back of my truck and wrecks something. So I'm like, okay, well, here's my other thinking. I've never towed anything. My truck's all set up to tow. I've got the towing and the plugs and the lights and the brakes and all that stuff. Never towed anything. So I go get the trailer and I'm driving there to get the bike with doing the sign of the cross and I'm looking in the mirror make sure the trailer hasn't wrapped itself around the front of the truck. And I was horrified. And we get there and I haven't even ridden the bike or started the bike. So they started up for me and the guy goes, "Where are you parked?" I'm like, "I'm on the side." I pulled in on the left side of the building, like facing north, but I pulled in the exit because I know how to maneuver with a trailer. So he goes, "Well, you can go around that way if you want, but it's really tight if you're coming back out on the other side." I'm like, "All right, I'll just flip around in the back. What could happen?" Drive around to the back. I don't know how to back up a trailer. There's all kinds of cars and bikes parked back there. I'm like, oh, I'm going back and forth, like in the wrong direction. The guy's just standing there waiting for me, this kid, just, laughing at me. And I'm like, fuck this. I put it in park. I get out. I unhook the trailer. I manually push it off to the side, turn my truck around, back up to it. He hooks it back up for me. Now I'm facing in the right direction. Drive back out towards the front of the store. And then they put the bike on the trailer for me, but they can't ratchet strap it down because then they're liable,
Yeah.
So I had stopped. I didn't have a trailer hitch either. I had to buy one at Home Depot before I went, and the ratcheting strap. So I get all that, and they tell me this, and that, and then I strapped it all down. And he goes, tighten that one up a little bit more. So got it home. Didn't crash the trailer. Didn't crash the bike. I've ridden it 6 miles on 2 different rides because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm practicing in the parking lot. I'm watching some Russian guy on YouTube how to do turns and counterbalance and friction zone. The guy's hilarious.
In Soviet Russia, bike ride you.
So actually, I got a class I signed up for next month at Harley to take the safety class, which people take before they get their license. I'm just doing it as a refresher so I can get on a small bike and practice all that shit. So I got that going on.
We have some breaking news before we end this show and go to the big show.
Okay, hold on. Oh, I took the news off the.
Son of a bitch.
I took the news sound off. Okay.
Now
Now with this breaking news, Brandon Silvera.
Breaking news. Tucker Carlson and Fox News have parted ways. And CNN has fired Don Lemon.
I don't know Don Lemon, but will Tucker Carlson be taking his place?
I doubt it.
Oh, okay. I hope so, because he'd be a traitor.
That'd be hilarious.
It would be.
All right, let's go to the main show.
Wait, that's breaking news?
Yeah, that kind of came through on my phone.
All right, I got other stuff we can talk about in the main show. Not just motorcycles and
This
baseball.
is not going to be a 2-hour show.
Well, not anymore because we split it in half. The next one might be a 2-hour show. This one won't be.
Uh-huh.
All right, thanks for listening to episode 62 pre-show brought to you by SurfPrep, sanding.com. Right there. Hashtag
finally
Team
did
SurfPrep. Nice. Join us on the regular show just by waiting another day. See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.